A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello everyone, welcome to A+ English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Laura.
And today we are discovering Cape Town.
Ooh.
Are we going?
No, I don't think so.
So we'll just have to discover it in our article, but it might inspire us to go because we're going to give you a guide to South Africa's beautiful city. And when people talk about beautiful cities, where you have the city, you have the ocean, and then behind the city or around the city you have large mountains. We often think of Cape Town, we often think of Rio de Janeiro, we think of San Francisco, we might think of Hong Kong, and we also might think of Vancouver in Canada.
Oh, right.
Mountains, city, ocean, beautiful, but maybe the most beautiful could be Cape Town.
Okay.
And, you know, I live in Vancouver, so it hurts me to say it, but Cape Town is really pretty spectacular.
Oh,
so
I want to go.
We're going to be talking about Cape Town. Now, if you don't know where Cape Town is, shame on you. Get an atlas. Look at a map. But also, we can give you a clue with this warm-up question. What countries in Africa do you know?
Well, South Africa
That's a
is
good one.
for sure.
Yep.
Kenya.
Oh, yes, Kenya.
Nigeria?
The only one I've been to. Nigeria,
Right?
yes.
And Egypt.
I landed at the airport in Egypt on my way to Kenya. Does that count? Can I say I've been to Egypt?
Okay.
I sat in an airplane on the ground.
I want to go to Egypt.
You want to go to Kenya and Egypt too.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of them are really nice. So yes, those are some of the more well-known countries in Africa, but there's probably, 40 or 50 countries in Africa? There's a lot of countries there. And we see some of them on the news. We see some of them in wonderful travel programs. And of course, if you like to watch nature shows, you've definitely seen Africa. Behind all those elephants and zebras and lions and stuff. And speaking of elephants, zebras and lions and stuff, you can find those in South Africa, which is also where you can find Cape Town. And the good news is the lions are not in Cape Town.
Oh.
It's a city. The lions are over there. The city's here. We're going to be learning about the city, and the lions, well, they'll take care of themselves.
Okay.
Discovering Cape Town, a guide to South Africa's beautiful city. Warm-up question. What countries in Africa do you know?
Cape Town sits between the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. The Dutch East India Company started this city in 1652. It grew into an important trade hub between Europe and Asia. Ships from different countries passed through this city's waters. Today, that's all the more reason for it to have different cultures. Bo-Kaap is a great example. This area is full of Malay culture.
Okay, Cape Town, it says, sits between the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. That's right, it's right down there at the southern tip of Africa, in South Africa. And it sits, if you're looking at a map, on the left-hand side would be the Atlantic. On the right-hand side would be the Indian Ocean. And there's Cape Town right down there. In fact, the southernmost place, I think, is Cape of Good Hope.
Wow.
That's right. Cape of Good Hope is the place where you'd kind of turn and you'd be going from the Atlantic into the Indian Ocean as you go around the southern tip of Africa.
You're the master of geography. Okay, 开 开普敦. That's the Chinese for Cape Town. In case they're wondering, what is Cape Town? And we saw this word sits in the sentence. It means that Cape Town is situated or located between the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. And we also see the phrase between A and B. For example, the playground is between the ice cream shop and the movie theaters.
Interesting. Isn't it funny how a city sits in a place, but a building or a monument stands in that place? Taipei sits in the northern part of Taiwan. Taipei 101 stands in the western part of Taipei City. Interesting. Anyways, back to the article. The Dutch East India Company started this city in 1652. That's right. A long time ago, they had these companies licensed by governments, and they were allowed to go around the world and do business for the country. But it wasn't actually the government doing the business. It was a company. Cape of Good, Cape Town was really important because as you were traveling from Asia, where people were going to get spices and wonderful stuff like that, bringing it all the way around Africa up into Europe, Cape Town was a very important place to stop, fix your boat, get fresh water, reload up with food and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how it started there. It was like a rest stop on your way from Asia to Europe by boat.
Right. So the Chinese for Dutch East India Company is 荷兰东印度公司. And like what you said in the past, powerful countries like the Netherlands explored new routes to make money. So that's why they created the Dutch East India Company in 1602 to trade in Asia. And later, I read that they sent people to South Africa to start a farm, and this place became Cape Town.
There you go. That's how it started. Just a stopping spot on the way on your ocean journey, but then eventually they needed people there. And then, of course, we had a small colony that grew into a city that is now Cape Town. It grew into an important trade hub between Europe and Asia. Trade hub is like a center where lots of things go in. We could say Hong Kong is a busy travel hub. A lot of airplanes will go to Hong Kong and then go from there to other places. For example, ships from different countries passed through this city's waters. That's right, exactly right. They would stop there and then carry on with their journey to another location or destination.
Yeah, this word hub is a little bit difficult. 中心, the center, like what Mike said. And waters, it's just the sea, the ocean, right? 临海, 海域.
Yes, when we talk about the ocean, especially if it's an ocean that a country controls, right? We could say Taiwan's waters go 12 miles or 20 kilometers or whatever it is. Yes, exactly right. Today, that's all the more reason for Cape Town, to have different cultures. So you have, of course, the African culture, the people who've been there for thousands of years, the Dutch, and then eventually the British came along and took over from the Dutch. So you have at least those. The British also brought a lot of Indian people to work. So it's a very multicultural place.
Right, and all the more reason just means for that reason. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's look at a few things we might find in Cape Town. Vocab is a great example. What is vocab? It's a part of the city. It's kind of a neighborhood, a region, or an area. This area is full of Malay culture. So not only Indian people, people from Malaysia, Malay people were also brought and have been living there for hundreds of years. Well, their ancestors, not the same people.
Well, vocab is a neighborhood in Cape Town known for its Malay culture, as we read. And did you know that the houses there are colorful, making it one of the most beautiful streets in the world?
Sounds lovely.
I know. And we also saw the phrase be full of. For example, her heart was full of joy as she watched her children play in the park.
Okay, that's really... So it wasn't full of sadness. No, good. You want it to be full of joy and not sadness. No. We're full of sadness because we have to take a break, but we're full of joy because we'll be coming back soon. We'll see you then.
If you want to look at the whole city, head to Table Mountain. It's a big mountain with a flat top. People also call it God's dining table. You can take a cable car to the top and see everything below.
All right, now we talked about how beautiful Cape Town is, located there between the oceans and the mountains. And let's talk about that mountain.
Right.
That is a very special, cool mountain with a great name that's easy to remember. If you want to look at the whole city, head to Table Mountain. Yeah, why is it called Table Mountain? It's a big mountain with a flat top. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. Someone
That's
looked at it and said, hey, it looks like a table. And then another guy said, hey, let's call it Table Mountain. And this other guy said, yeah, good idea. That was it.
Okay.
So it's all like Saint Mountain, not named after a famous person. It's named after what it looks like. A table. People also call it God's dining table. Wow, does he have to call for a reservation?
Why don't they just call it flat?
Flat top.
Because it's flat, yeah.
Flat mountain. Well, flat mountain is not really a mountain, is it? So it's a mountain, but it's flat.
Yeah,
so it's not
okay.
A mountain.
Okay, so Table Mountain, 桌山, is in the city of Cape Town, and its flat top looks like a table, so that's why people also, people call it God's dining table, and I like the Chinese translation, 上帝的餐桌.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess God is kind of relaxed. He must sit on the floor because there's no chair mountain next to Table Mountain. I guess we'll wait a few billion years and then there'll be a new mountain that looks like a chair.
That's so cute.
And then God will be super comfortable having dinner. Back to the article. You can take a cable car to the top and see everything below. That's fantastic. So yeah, that's a wonderful way. Again, reminds me of Victoria Peak in Hong Kong, right? You could take it's not quite a cable car, it's like a train.
Yeah.
You go up there. What a view of the city and the water and all the boats and all that kind of stuff. You can do the same type of thing in Cape Town.
Yeah, but not for people who are scared of heights, I think.
Well,
they might be, I don't know.
It'd be a little scary, but not as bad as, climbing a rope or something like that. But yes, if you do dislike heights, you can probably drive up the mountain. Just take you a little bit longer.
And in Taiwan, we also have a cable car, like the one in Mao Kong, right? It's a popular tourist attraction that takes people up and down the mountain to enjoy the scenery and visit tea houses, Mao Kong, right?
Exactly right. A lovely place to go to spend an afternoon in the country just outside the city. Here's a question for you. Have you ever taken a cable car before? If so, how did you feel? If not, do you want to try it?
I don't think I'm a big fan.
Not a fan of cable cars, huh?
What about you?
I don't mind a cable car.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you want to see the view from above?
Because I think that would be fine. In fact, the other day, not the other day, a few weeks ago, I was in Yokohama in Japan. And they have a cable car that goes over the harbor. And my wife and I were there. We're like, hey, we should take the cable car. And then one day, it was Monday, and the cable car was closed. And then we forgot to take the cable car. So we're going to have to go back.
I always imagine like the worst, like in Final Destinations.
Well, you don't know, but you know. Yeah, sure. But then James Bond is always being killed in a cable car. And, that's not going to happen.
We're no James Bond.
You're fine.
Okay. Well, it's now my solo teaching. Yeah, I think I'll be fine.
Okay.
哇，今天我们学到超多。首先，我们先来学一下刚刚提到的 word power words， 像是今天的 sit 指的是坐落于或者是位于哪边，它是个动词，所以我们来注意一下它的动词三态的变化 ：sit, sat, sat。For example, the playground sits next to the community center， 指的就是游乐园位于社区中心的旁边哦。看一下单字例句的用法。Sun Moon Lake sits in the middle of Taiwan. 当然咯，日月潭是位于台湾的中部哦。再来，我们看到的片语是 pass through， 就是穿越啊，或者是经过。For example, we pass through a tunnel on our way to Grandma's house. 我们在去奶奶家的路上会经过一个隧道哦。Or you could also say cars pass through the tunnel to get to the other side of the city. 跟我的例句有点像，车子穿越隧道抵达城市的另外一边。 还有就是 whole，OK， 是什么呢？就是全部的或是整体的，它是一个形容词哦。那这个是真实故事 ，I ate the whole pizza by myself， 我真的一个人可以吃掉整个披萨。OK， 那单字例句提到的是 David was very hungry。哈 ，David 也要学我 ，so he ate the whole pizza on his own。David 很饿，所以他吃了整个披萨是这么好容易吃完吗？他可以去选鸡腿啊。好，再来就是 cable car， 我们提到的是缆车，它是一个名词哦。For example, the cable car ride gave us a great view of the city。坐缆车让我们看到城市的美景。Or you could say we took the cable car from Taipei Zoo Station up to 猫空 Station。对，我们搭缆车从动物园站往上到这个猫空站哦。那刚刚有提到，就是我们常会讲位置在哪里，就会用到这个片语 between A and B， 在 A 和 B 之间。像是这个，我觉得很好笑。Tommy hesitated to pick a seat because he didn't want to end up between his little sister and her noisy friend。 他们犹豫着要坐在哪边，因为他不想坐在他妹妹跟他非常吵的朋友之间哦。Between 就是之间。还有 all the more reason， 刚刚我们有提到这个片语，就是正因为如此，要怎么用呢？ For example, it's already dark outside.Which is all the more reason to have a spooky movie night with friends. 外面已经很昏暗了，哟，这正是和朋友一起看恐怖片的理由啦。你们敢看恐怖片吗？不敢看的话，那就来认真听一下我们的 review time。
Review
time.Hello everyone, we are back to do a quick review of our new words for today. Just to give you a reminder, we will go through them and remember it was sit, pass through, hole, and cable car. Those are the 4 new words that we looked at today. So we're going to play a game of opposites.
Oh my gosh,
I will
so
give
hard.
You something that is
相反词
totally different.
Okay.
Hopefully 100% different.From what we are talking about from the word that we learned. Okay, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
None.
都没有，那一定是全部 whole.
0% whole.
I
That's
want
right.
a whole
Whole is
pizza.
all. 100%. I want no pizza or none. Exactly right. Ooh, let's see. To stand or even
这
to
很简
jump.
单啊 sit.
Exactly. To go around.To
go around， 那就是不能穿过 pass through.
That's right. A tunnel can help you pass through the mountain.
Right?
No tunnel, you got to go around or go
it.
over the mountain. Okay, and finally, nuclear-powered submarine.
这什么啊？怎么可能？但是潜水艇在海底下，it's under the sea, so this must be somewhere up in the air. Cable car.
A cable car.
缆
That's
车
right. A nuclear-powered submarine.
Seriously.
Is underwater, super expensive and very complicated. A cable car is above the water,
Yeah.
quite small and not too complicated.
Okay.
It's a cable on a car. It's a car and a cable.
Yeah.
It's a cable
Okay.
car.Thanks for joining us, guys. We have something to tell you, though, so listen up.
OK， 要记得按赞、订阅、开启小铃铛，你就不会错过任何精彩的内容哦。
I agree 100%. What did you say?
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Hit like the subscribe button. Bye bye notification.
Yeah, do that.